been expecting you. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Oh. It is currently 9:00 p.m. on a Wednesday, and I have an art assignment due on Friday. Is coming up. So I have to do a whole art project in 2 days. Yeah, this might not sound like a big deal, but I have to make a full graphic novel. And I don't think I gave myself enough time to prepare for it. So in order for myself to actually do the project, because I know I wouldn't have done it due to free will. So now I'm gonna make a video off it and try and get it done so I have an excuse to actually do the project. If you know what I'm talking about. I procrastinate too much. And this is my way of getting around that. So, this is day 1 of the process. I think we're just going to go over requirements, do a quick sketch, and then tomorrow I'll probably go in digitally, clean it up. Day after that, hopefully finish it. Okay, so I have the requirements on my phone. I need 4 different layout types, 3 different viewpoints, and 2 different communication techniques. Because I knew that I wouldn't be able to fit them all in naturally, I picked them. So for different layout, we did panels. It's the easiest one. Then an open panel, floating adrift panel, just like little squares on like a big image. And then a splash panel, which is a big panel that takes up an entire page. So this is when I realized this is not going to just be a 1-page thing. There's going to be multiple pages that I have to do in 2 days. We got it. For the viewpoints, we're going to have the traditional, regular, like 2 feet away from what we're looking at, just like basic, and then we'll have an extreme close-up, like this close-up, a panoramic shot, just like a panoramic shot, and then a worm's eye view, which is the opposite of a bird's eye view. We're just on the floor, looking up at probably at like a better angle. I don't know, like this or something. But I don't know. I already have an idea for what I want to do for a story. So hopefully that makes sketching everything out a little easier. But we'll never know until it happens. And then communication techniques, just gonna do simple speech balloons, bubbles, and then a sound effect, which I kind of have an idea for, but I don't know if I'll actually use it in that context. But I think that I can do this. Have sketchbook. This is not the usual one I use, but it's the big, oh that's backwards, it's the big sketchbook. I never use this, but I figured that it's a good, like a good size, you know, decent. I can fit a lot of ideas on it. So we're gonna try and aim for 4 pages. Nothing too crazy. We're not making a manga or novel. It's a mini comic, basically. So my idea was, I've always had this joke in my head that I probably saw online somewhere, where it's like, you go to a restaurant, you order shrimp fried rice, and you get the food, and you're like, this doesn't have any shrimp in it, it doesn't taste like shrimp. I want to talk to the chef.
So the chef comes out and it's literally a shrimp.
And I find that hilarious. Like one of the funniest jokes to me ever. So now I want to make it into a comic. Because it's the only idea I have right now. And I don't think I'll obsess over it to the point where it's perfect, because it's like a dumb concept. But for the comic itself, here's our, you know, page 1, 2, 3, 4. For the comic itself, I think I want to have, like, a girl who is, like, anxious about, like, a date or something. She doesn't look nervous. But she's like, oh, I don't know if this guy will like me. I'm so nervous. This guy is a chud. Like, she should not be worried. She's obviously gorgeous. And he's just like a dude. Come on. So she's like, I recommend this restaurant, and it's got super good fried food and blah blah blah. He's like, yeah, sure, whatever, we can go. So she's like waiting in the car, and she's like, oh, I'm so nervous.
I just get so nervy.
And she goes in, and she waits for the guy, and the guy comes in, and she's like, hey, are you blah blah blah? And she's like, yeah, are you blah blah blah? And he's like, yeah. And they sit down, and they order their food, and she's like, I have to tell you something. And he's like, what? And then the waiter comes over, and they're like, hey, do you want to order your food? And the guy's like, yeah, I'll get the shrimp fried rice. And she's like, I'll get that too. And he's like, okay, right away. And he walks away. So then we do, oh my god, I cannot write this way. A few moments later. Yeah, that's legible, right, guys? They're sitting down, and he's like, ew, this food is disgusting. This doesn't even taste like shrimp. I want to speak to the chef. And the waiter is just like, okay, well, I'm sorry about that. I'll go get him now. And he's like talking to the girl, and he's like, ugh, can't believe you would take me here. This place is awful, has terrible service, and terrible food. The chef comes out, and he's like, hey, you want to know about the food? I think that's pretty funny. And then he would yell like, you're telling me a shrimp fried this rice? I'm a genius. But I think that's our basis story. So now, let's get into the actual planning part. first thing that I want to focus on is splash panel. So that takes up almost the entire page. So I think what I want to do is have, maybe we could do the bird's eye view. No, I'm thinking about it. I think we can have bird's eye view of her, like, waiting in the car on the street, like that. And then it, like, will show a close-up, like, of her shoe. And it's like, or like of her foot. And she's really nervous. And it'll say, like, tap, tap, tap. Like she's tapping her heel on the bottom of the car. Like that. And then the splash panel will be, it's like that big. And then like her phone showing like text between her and her date. And I don't know, she'll be sending texts, and he'll be like a dry texter, and she'll be like, I don't know, sending multiple texts, and just is like super excited, and he's just like not replying. And she's like, oh, I don't know if he likes me, blah blah blah. No, he's just a chud. Look at these, like, probably says like, okay, see ya, be better. And then she's like given all of this, and he's just like, okay, let's stop. So that's our first page. Then from there, because that'll set up like, oh, it's this girl, she's going on a date, she's nervous, yada yada yada. That's our first page, our setup. And maybe we, like, on the top, we'll write like Sunday night, 9 p.m. Something like that, just to set the scene a little bit. And then for the second page, maybe we get like I'm gonna leave open panel for the last page. I already have an idea for that. So you could either do the floating adrift now, which I kind of want to do. We haven't done the panoramic shot. I think we can do that like at the top. Like now she is out of the car. But like we'll say like the restaurant is here and there's like windows and stuff. And this is the car. And this is the girl. Like that. So there's our panoramic shot. And if we want to do adjacent, the same page, we could have her like walking in, sitting at the table. Because if we do like, oh wait, yeah, let me cook. Okay. So if we have her like at the table, and this is like a seat, and she's like, they're at a booth, you know, romantic. And so that's her. So we'll have a panel there, panel there, for like walking in, sitting down, maybe checking her phone again. And then we can have like a little bottom panel of like her in the back in a little speech bubble. It's like, are you blah blah blah? And she's like, huh? Who was that? So we have her, our adjacent, floating adjacent panels. And then that's page 2. Okay, we're getting along pretty good. I've been filming for almost 20 minutes. I gotta speed things up a little bit. Page 1, page 2, just so I have them labeled. Alright. So now our chud comes in. And we'll do, I said that I was gonna leave the open panel, but we could do multiple open panels. Like imagine like an anime scene, there's like rose petals, and he's like standing there, and she's like, oh my gosh, he's so amazing. But I don't know, I kinda don't wanna do that. Even though I think that's funny, I don't think it fits for right now. But I think this will just be like a dialogue page. I think that's all we need. But since that's boring, I think I am gonna add the anime, like, he's so beautiful page. Like that. I don't know how I'm gonna draw that, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. And then we'll have her like, I don't know, starstruck. Like, yeah, that's me. And then he'll like sit down, and she'll be like, oh my gosh, so pretty. And he'll be like, this place, oh, I covered her face on accident, but it's okay. This place is great. And then she'll be like, oh yeah, but I need to tell you something. And he'll be like, what? But then he'll be like cut off by the waiter, and we'll have another long shot, and it'll be like, are you ready to order? And she'll be like, she'll be sweating. And sorry, brain fart. And he'll just be like, oh, yeah, sure. So that's page 3. Kind of like that. So we've got the so we've got setting the scene, tap 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 her heels, and then through the text messages like, oh, 9 p.m. Oh yeah, like walks in 9:30. He's not there yet. Then he walks in and she's like, are you Melissa? And she looks at him, and it's like, oh my gosh, he's gorgeous. How gorgeous. And then she's like, yeah, that's me. And he's like, this place is great. And she's like, I know, but I have something to tell you first. And he's like, what? And then the waiter cuts him off, and he's like, are you ready to order anything, like a French accent or something? And then here we'll do, and then we can do the close-up of her, like, sweating for the extreme close-up. She'll go, yeah, me too. And then we'll have the gutter and say a few moments later. And he'll be like, ugh, this is disgusting. I need to see the chef. And the waiter, who I guess was just there, be like, one sec. And then we'll have like a scene of them like at the table, and then we'll have the worm view. I feel like I'm running out of space. We might need a 5th page. Where it's like we'll see like the tail of the shrimp with like a speech bubble. Okay. Is everything all right? And the guy will scream, "You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice?" The end. I don't know if my teacher will get this joke, but I guess that just depends on how well I have written this story. Which I don't think I have well, but, you know, it's the thought that counts, and the grade, and the requirements. That's what counts. I think I will just see you guys tomorrow when I decide to do this digitally. Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys. It is technically now day 2, and I'm just gonna jump into the speed paint. I kept the story the same, so it felt a bit redundant to like record myself drawing it digitally when it would just be the same thing. But that being said, I'm just going to kind of do an outro segment for the last few minutes. Can somebody count the amount of times I said or like or I don't know? Because editing this, I said it a lot. Almost too much. And I couldn't edit it all out because it would just be so choppy. But that is how I talk in real life. So I guess I should be a little more knowledgeable about how I talk. Also, I feel like there were a lot of low quality ASMR segments, especially when I was drawing it on paper. I feel like the sound of the pen and the paper were very, as they would say, tingly, but me talking kind of got in the middle of that. How are we feeling about the new border, guys? I know it's kind of in your face and a little unusual, but I feel like it covers up the boring parts of the speed paint. Like this frame of the canvas, I guess, is a little awkward, so it doesn't fit in with the border frame that I made, but I still think the border covers up the blank space and all the advertisements and stuff like that. The only thing that I really have to talk about is in the bottom right. The shrimp tail was so hard to make it not look like anything phallic, if you know what I'm talking about. For some reason, I just couldn't make it like that, and that was really difficult. So this is the finished product. I'm just gonna keep talking over this, but this was really fun to make despite the pressure of it being a school project. But I like these characters a lot, especially the girl who I named Shirley. I just think this concept is really simple and funny, and I could do a lot with it if I wanted to continue making it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I might do videos like this again. I'm not 100% sure. I did kind of just need to get a video out, but it was still fun to do, and I hope you guys liked it a lot. I will see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's go, or whatever they say at the end of videos.